we have seen a rise in anti-globalization feelings, particularly in certain developed countries. How, Mr. President, do you think APEC should be reacting to that? Thank you.
Globalization, to a certain extent, has really damaged poor economies. Globalization by itself is the deprivation of some, and those that we call left behind. There has to be some remedial measures. It includes one, democratic movement. Second is that the capital would go to larger population where there's a lot of talent. And some of the bright boys in one country are really exploited to go to another country, thereby expanding their base of knowledge, digital and otherwise. It is therefore, it behooves upon us really to help the other develop their own capacity building. Unless it is done, that you have to educate also the others who are left behind and teach them the digital age, the advantages of it, they will remain where they are. And the richer would become richer, and the poorer would become poorer unless things are changed for those who are left behind. The greatest example to me, I think, in a simple term, was what happened to the United States and China. When Deng Xiaoping opened the floodgates, opened the door of China to foreign investments, a lot of American companies, to which President Trump is now talking about, left America for a cheaper and a more viable business, lower taxes. And then it came to pass that most of the big business were doing really their actual business in China, thereby leaving behind several manufacturing companies and all sorts of goods and services really went to Shanghai and started to develop China, which is where it finds itself now. America was the first victim of globalization. And that is why Trump is trying to rule them back and said America first. And if you take a look at it, actually, this is what happened. The best of our young minds, Filipinos, the summa cum laude, the valedictorians upon graduation, they go somewhere else, most of them in America. So they are there, they are the Silicon Valley, they have the growth areas of New York where the investment, and they tend to gather in places where there is already economy that is thriving. And leaving behind countries that it's bereft of the talents, and even the Filipinos. All the plumbers, all the electricians that are really equipped the master's certificate of a trade are in the Middle East. And so Philippines is having a boom in real estate, but yet it has to find the workers. And that leaves us behind in terms of how long it would take you to complete a project, because then you'll have to scrape the bottom to find out who can work with us. These are the effects of globalization. The bigger countries must also try to help in the digital information and capacity building, and spread, maybe relocate to places where it is more viable. It looks now to the world that everybody is going to the centers where there are a lot of investments, and they add more to the value of the place. And yet, they have abandoned several places in the United States in the doldrums. Abandoned farms, no more agricultural workers, and these things are happening in my country. Land. We are short of lands for crops to eat, but we have developed most of our lands to cash crop, those that are intended for export. It's part of the whole gamut of globalization that has to be addressed. And it should start here in APEC and ASEAN. Hopefully next week, or when I go home, I just one-day break and we'll start the discussions again. I will bring this matter forcefully in the ASEAN summit. We have to have integration, cohesiveness, and we must act as one. If Europe can do it with its union, and America is starting to revive its industries, why can't we, the ASEAN, do it? We only provide the raw materials. We send it to the improved countries, industrialized countries, and we get the finished product. And it should have been in agriculture, which is really the run of the economy there, is that we can provide manufacturing in the site itself. That we harvest our crops, then we do the manufacturing there. That's all the essence of how we can sort out these things. That we export the raw materials, then we import them into finished product, but 4 times the cost of what our raw materials are valued. That is globalization.
The Presidential Communications Operations Office.